On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
Taking responsibility for decisions that you made, you procreated, you had a child with him, and you, for whatever reason, it didn't work out. It is what it is. You got to deal with that. Period.
Q, coming to you. I'm gonna give you some grace. We haven't had the opportunity too much. So, should women be upset that men are encouraging men not to date single mothers?
No, they should mind their own business. Like, we all got preferences. Like, I really hate that when women have our preference, men don't get down on us. But when it's the other way around, why is it such a big problem? Maybe because I have certain preferences, and if a man gets on me, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, if you don't fit in it, you don't fit in it. Maybe because I don't have kids, so I don't really care to even care. Like, at one point, there was a time I didn't want to talk to no man with kids, and now that I'm older, my standards have definitely changed on that.
No, I never said that I was. I said I literally just gave an example. Have you ladies not been in a situation where you've been around a girl that's doing too much and trying to be get attention? That doesn't mean I'm always around pick me.
No, I got you.
Chantel's situation, that had nothing to do with me.
No, I got you. So is that more messy Betty Chatty Patty, or is she doing the most for attention, or is that a pick Misha?
It's a pick Misha combines all of those. Really, when you're doing that messy stuff, telling people's business, trying to make people look bad, trying to make yourself look better, trying to do things specifically to get attention, like you're like, I just don't feel like you need to do that to get with the dude. Like, if a dude wants to be with you, wants to talk to you, rock with you, he will. Like, you don't need to talk mess about people that are in your circle or people that you're just around. Like, say we're in a section or whatever, that we're just around. Like, I just feel like feminine women don't spend their time talking about other women. I don't talk bad about other women. Like, I don't look at women and like making comments about like their clothes, and like, I just don't feel the need to do that. And if I do, it damn sure isn't to a man that I'm trying to impress. It's to my homegirl. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense when women are doing that in front of men. What's
the difference between the homegirl and the men, though?
Huh?
But what's the difference between you doing it if you're breaking it down like that? What's the difference between you doing it to your homegirl than the boy?
Do you really think that impresses a man? I don't think that impresses a man. You talking shit about
no, it doesn't impress.
Right. So if we're making a joke about it's like me and my friend making a joke about somebody's outfit in the club. Would you make that same joke with a man that you're trying to impress, that you want to pursue you? That's weird.
You realize what's happening here, right, Q?
That's weird.
What's happening is that she's throwing extra things inside of the cocktail mix in order to try to make her point.
No, I'm not. Like,
no, chick. I'm sorry. I wasn't even talking to you right now. I was talking to Q. What's happening is she's throwing extra things inside of the cocktail mix in order to try to beef up her point. Reality is that it's okay to be wrong. If you just say, yo, you know what, I was off on that, I got to think about it, I need to reset for a minute. You know what I'm saying? It's okay for that. But nobody is sitting here, chicks calling other chicks pick Mishas because somehow she exposed your dirty laundry or said something about your outfit. That is not what the conversations are. You know that ain't real.
Literally, you guys just had a whole conversation with Chantel talking about a pick Misha in the context that's not a pick Misha. I was trying to give you clarity because clearly you're missing it or not hearing or not getting it. So I was trying to give you some other scenarios of how pick Misha's behavior is. Since you're still not connecting and you still had a whole conversation with Chantel about being a pick Misha, and that wasn't even being pick Misha, sharing your truth, talking about wanting to be catering to your man. That's not it. So I was trying to provide some clarity for you, but you're still, again, not getting it, which is why I didn't even want to go here. And
you're trying to provide clarity for me?
Yes, because you're not getting it.
We rock with the Chantel. That's what men inherently want. What are you talking about? Why are you trying to break it down for me? Men control access to marriage. You need the clarification because
I don't. I know what they are. You guys are sitting here.
You know what are? You know what men want. You know what it takes to get married.
I'm talking bad about them by calling them out. I'm not talking bad about them by calling them out. That behavior that I don't think is okay. Period.
Thank you for the clarification. I appreciate it.
All right, family. If you guys just tuning in, welcome to Lapeef Let's Talk. Make sure you guys get them likes up. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And that kind of transitions on to our next topic. We kind of touched on it a little bit, but me and Rilla, we was having this conversation, it was about a couple of days ago. and we were talking about, should women be upset that men are encouraging men not to date single mothers? So we have conversations, and there's a lot of women that are offended by the message that's being pushed, saying that men need to do better. You know, they need to seek women that are to their standards. So let's talk about this. Should women be upset that men are encouraging men not to date single mothers? I'm gonna start with you, Rilla.
Okay. So yeah. So no, women should not be upset that men are encouraging men not to date single mothers. I get it that some of the messaging isn't sweet. It doesn't tickle a lot of women's ears. They don't want to hear it. They feel like their value is still the same as before they had kids or whatever. But I mean, the truth is, it is what it is, fam. Most men want their woman to be their woman. Most men want to create their nuclear family, right? Meaning their wife with low mileage and their children. Now, the other part of this is this. There used to be a time, and this is what I was telling JR, there used to be a time, like my stepdad, when he married my mom, there was a time when that was the honorable thing for him to do. And he was heralded in our neighborhood, in that community, for being a stepfather. These days, you can't even address another woman's kids. You can't discipline them. You get all of the liability and none of the upswing. They don't contribute to your legacy and none of that. So I'm not saying that blended families don't happen. I'm not against blended families, but I'm also not advocating for young men to go into these scenarios as well. So I think that you see women getting upset because the dating pool is small, and when you're forced with taking responsibility for decisions that you made, you procreated, you had a child with him, and you, for whatever reason, it didn't work out. It is what it is. You got to deal with that. Period.
Q, coming to you. I'm gonna give you some grace. We haven't had the opportunity too much. So, should women be upset that men are encouraging men not to date single mothers?
No, they should mind their own business. Like, we all got preferences. Like, I really hate that when women have our preference, men don't get down on us. But when it's the other way around, why is it such a big problem? Maybe because I have certain preferences, and if a man gets on me, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, if you don't fit in it, you don't fit on it. Maybe because I don't have kids, so I don't really care to even care. Like, at one point, there was a time I didn't wanna talk to no man with kids, and now that I'm older, my standards have definitely changed on that.